right, everybody, welcome to episode 24 of the Game Time Gents podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Nardi, here with Zach Zoltowski and Ian.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get doxxed now.
As always.
What's my last name? He got the full name.
I don't think you want me to say your full name.
Probably not.
Pretty Italian people be out there for you.
100%.
And this week's show, we're just gonna kind of keep it short and sweet. We're gonna dive more into this Super Bowl matchup next week on next week's show, but we're going to go over some recent coaching changes, ones that we haven't touched on yet, and then we're also going to have our segment of trivia time, Who's That Dude Again? And then at the end of this episode, we're going to have a draft of fantasy places we'd like to live. So let's get right into the news, boys. So some coaching changes we have not updated with you yet. Pete Carroll went to the Raiders, kind of an interesting hire. We also have Brian Schottenheimer promoted to the Cowboys head coach. He was their offensive coordinator last year, I believe.
Yeah, and then fun fact, Jerry Jones in an interview mentioned glory hole, so he is on the way out mentally, and we're loving everything.
He's so here for it that the Cowboys are just in the toilet, man. We are here.
There's nothing but happiness and glory holes or something like that.
Something like that. It's just that guy.
Wild statement.
Yeah, here we go.
I mean, you heard it from the first source. They got glory holes in Dallas Stadium, so watch out. Crazy. It's like a trucker.
But they don't have blinds.
No.
They don't have blinds.
They're cheap at Walmart, man. And they're good blackout curtains, too, honestly.
Yeah.
Guys have blinds up in the stadium. It's wild to me.
Not sure if we talked about this last episode, but we also have Aaron Glenn to the Jets. Sorry, Zoltowski.
They're losing everybody.
And losing everybody, man.
And Ben Johnson's taking a lot of pieces with him as well, from what you've been telling me.
Yeah. I know there was talks about the offensive line coach going. He's staying. Antoine is also now to the Bears as their wide receiver coach. So, the Lions are hemorrhaging the upper echelon there, but I don't think it'll be that big of a problem. I mean, it's going to suck, but even Ben Johnson has said that he still thinks that Detroit is going to be a powerhouse. Like, he's that team that they have there, having Campbell at the helm, he's going to make sure he picks the right guys to do the roles he needs. So I'm not too worried about it.
It's just shitty to think about it, because I know Kellen Moore has been interviewing left and right with teams during the playoffs. I know the most recent news is that he's kind of linked to be New Orleans' head coach. It's just, Zoltowski, it's unfortunate because both of our teams are in a very, very good spot. We've got the young talent on the teams. They're doing well. But I mean, Jalen Hurts hasn't had a consecutive coordinator in how long? I mean, even since college, he was, coordinators and, coaches were changing in and out. I mean, it's just, like, I understand, I'm glad that they're moving on to do bigger and better things. Like Frank Reich was incredible OC for us. He left. It was super unfortunate. It just kind of bumps me out that, and again, I don't mean this in a negative way, but it's just like loyalty would have been nice, right? You lead a team to the Super Bowl, you lead them so far in the playoffs, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and punch my ticket out. Again, more the merrier. I mean, you get a head coaching job, that's fantastic, good for you, but it would have been nice to be like, Kellen Moore or Frank Reich go, hey guys, let's run it back. Let's go ahead and do it again. So it's just really shitty, really unfortunate, especially with our teams being so young. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Vic Fangio leaving it all, which is great for us. But I mean, Kellen Moore has done incredible at that offense. It's really utilized Hurts and everybody else. It's just unfortunate if somehow he does link up with the Saints, and then now you got to get a new coordinator in there to then level set everything and get the offense going. Then he's gonna have different schemes. It's just kind of shitty to see. I mean, you never saw Belichick and his people during their dynasty really leave. Everybody was just kind of
they locked in, yeah.
They're like, all right, let's go ahead and try and win as many as we can, and that's what they did. So that's just unfortunate. But again, kudos to them being get that opportunity. But it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's that double-edged sword. Like you want to see, like you want these guys to say because how good they are. What they've done. You've seen what they're doing with your team, especially I mean, the Eagles this year look great. I mean, had a couple rough losses, but I mean, still, you're in the Super Bowl. You just demolished a good Washington team. I mean, that was just backyard beat 'em up football right there.
We contained Jaden Daniels. It was
Yeah.
that they had no run game outside of Terry McLaurin getting that long breakaway. That was really it.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, and your offensive line is
We keep saying it, poetry in motion.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Jalen Hurts is back there and just has so much time. Saquon is just, oh hey guys, he's probably in the huddle like, guys, I feel like running to the right and then cutting it back to the left. So if you could just make a hole there, and it doesn't have to be too big, just big enough for my massive legs to fit through, and we'll be good. And that's what they do. And then he runs for 60 fucking yards.
I mean, it's just, you got a Cam Jurgens that was out. Everybody's like, shit. Cam Jurgens is out. Okay, Dickerson's going to fill in at center. He played in center in college at Bama. But you're like, okay, he hasn't really played in the league. Different center, different type. Then he had Steele, I think, fill in for Dickerson's position. It just doesn't seem like whoever we throw in there, they somehow succeed.
Tyler Steen is his name.
Yeah, Steen.
Steen.
I mean, he had a bunch of a big pair of shoes to fill, and he has done exceptionally well. Same thing with Mekhi Becton. I mean, that guy's a mountain of a man too. So him and Mailata over there, and then Lane Johnson. I mean, Jesus, I don't even think a train's getting through that offensive line. So
biggest guard I've ever seen is Mekhi Becton. He was a tackle out there at the Jets, but
it's a special team. So, I mean, hopefully Kellen Morris goes, just fucking with you guys, and turns all these jobs down and says, all right, let's run it back. But I mean, kudos to them. Again, kudos to them getting that opportunity, because I know no one from the Jags or, anything else. I know Pete Carroll, we talked about Pete Carroll possibly going to the Ravens. That's just look, there's a reason why, all these coaches like the Belichicks, the Pete Carrolls, they had so much success. Then they start to lose a little bit, and then nobody really hired Belichick. Everybody thought he was going to get scooped up somewhere. He didn't really get scooped up, so that might be a negative impact. I don't know if Pete Carroll really has it in him still, but I don't know.
Well, I'm interested to know what Pete Carroll does at quarterback in Vegas. Does he bring in Geno? Does he bring in? I mean, Russell Wilson's a free agent now. Really curious on who he brings in.
He is, and they have that. That's a good point there, Nut. A really
Russell
good point.
Wilson, by the way, Pro Bowler this year.
Yeah, Pro Bowl Russell Wilson. Yeah,
I hate to say it, but I think he lost the locker room at the end of the season there.
Definitely. Don't know if he ever had it.
He had it. Yeah.
At some point he did, and then it just all imploded. It was like a reverse Steelers season. Normally really bad in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they squeak in the playoffs. Playoffs pretty easy. What?
I don't know.
Time will get you the wins.
True. Well, I think a lot of that, the George Pickens fiasco, I'm sure they had a lot of egos in the locker room too. I mean, you can't have like a prima donna 12-year-old running in there thinking that they're the tough shit. So I'm sure
it sucks. I hate George Pickens.
He's got the physique and the body type to be an absolute dominant number one, and we've seen a lot of flashes in the pan. He does well. Yeah. And then he gets in his own head after a drop, and then all hell breaks loose. It's just they have to win. They have to win the 17 games in a row and go to the Super Bowl for him to kind of shut up for a little bit. It's wild to me. It really is.
Yeah, and just the stupid decisions after the play. Getting in fights and stuff. It's just dumb. And I'm seeing maybe flashes of that in the interviews I've seen with Shador. I remember the one recently was he was asked, what should teams expect from you or whoever drafts you? And he said, lots of W's. And I'm like, yeah, there's that cockiness to it a little bit where hey, I'm good at football. But at the same time, it's just, you look at everything else, like how he's had his attitudes, he's had his meltdowns. It's just not a good trend. Caleb said the same thing. He texted his punter that you won't be punting that much this year, and I'm pretty sure he punted for more yards than Caleb threw for a long time there.
I was going to say, it sounds like Caleb Williams there in the beginning.
I mean, yeah.
We've seen time after time these cocky ego quarterbacks, receivers go in, and then they just don't produce. So, I mean, the NFL, and God only knows.
Well, I would argue Caleb produced. He was
No,
pretty good. It was
he had a pretty decent rookie season.
Get some poor coaching around him.
Yeah. Hey, they still got 2 timeouts left, man. Season's over.
They're coaching around him now. If Ben Johnson knows his lefts from his rights. And if you guys saw that clip,
I saw that where he was.
He made the double L's just to make sure.
Hey, man.
Said, then you got a question on your left, and he put the double L's up to see which way was left.
It's smart thinking. He's like, let me be sure. I like the guy. I hate that he went to divisional rival, but
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Fish did allude to Kellen Moore is in line to be the New Orleans Saints head coach. I'm sure that'll all come together after the Super Bowl. But we do have one more coaching change to talk about. Liam Cohen, former offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is now at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Duval.
And he's going pretty viral for a pretty cringy clip he put out there. It's pretty funny. I know the Pat McAfee show dove into that a lot the other day. Just kind of making fun of him, but I don't know. Zoltowski, you kind of mentioned he's had a lot of success where he's been. So.
Yeah, he was under McVay with the Rams, and they brought him back. It's basically on that Pat McAfee clip. That's the one that I saw specifically because he was like, yeah, well, they liked him. They liked him here. They brought him back, and then they hired him here, and then they brought him back again. So. It doesn't necessarily mean, and you got to think too, there's probably a lot of nerves going into that, talking on the Ben Johnson thing, like, hey, I'm the guy now. I'm the head coach. First press conference. What do I do? So who knows? We'll see. I'm just glad that the Cowboys are tanking. Just can't help but mention that again.
Yeah. The Cowboys are doing some interesting things. But that is the coaching changes we have for this week. I don't think we've missed any, maybe some coordinators out there, but that's all right. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, just going to kind of do a little vibe check talk. We're going to dive deeper into like the analytics next week, but going forward for the next 2 weeks, we are officially a Go Birds podcast.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby.
Go Birds.
Fish, we've been saying it.
Where have you guys been all year?
We've been saying it for years, man.
I honestly not. I don't want you to cheer for our team at all.
Fish, I've always.
Zoltowski, don't even talk. You said you wish that we would have lost.
Yeah, just to spite you, but
see, we don't want it. We don't want it. No bird.
And I also wanted to see, the first rookie quarterback to ever start a Super Bowl.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it would have been cool. Maybe next time.
I don't think there'll ever be a next time, to be honest with you.
It's not my fault. We played incredibly well. 7 touchdowns.
Played incredibly well.
Wow.
Just put up double nickels, man. I don't think it's ever been done in an NFC Championship game.
Nope.
No, just insane.
The important thing is the boys look like they're having fun.
They do.
Oh yeah.
From Will Shipley breaking that long run and then him scoring, and then there's a clip of Saquon
going nuts.
He's running over there, tackling Shipley, congratulating him. We never, I don't know. We've never really had something like that where, it's honestly, it's a brotherhood. It seems like in that locker room, there's not a cliquey group or whatever it may be. And every time you see the locker room or interviews. But it just seems like everybody is smiling, right? Even though AJ isn't catching or catching 30 different balls for 1,900 targets in a game, even if it's only 1 or 2 targets, as long as they get the win, he's okay with reading the book on the sidelines. He's still happy. So it's a very much a team mentality, records aside, individual goals aside, it's the end game. The end game is the championship, and so far they've done extremely well getting there. But now it looks like we're going to have to face possibly the toughest opponent with a few extra players. It seems like on the field. I think they're just wearing different jerseys though. But I think for once this year, everyone can agree that there are a monetary Eagles fan. They're a temporary Eagles fan for the Super Bowl, because I don't think anybody wants to see the Chiefs win. It is a tough road, especially watching the Bills game. It would have been sick to see the Bills and Eagles go. Josh Allen finally gets his redemption, gets in there, finally breaks that curse, but nothing goes his way. But I mean, there's a couple questionable calls out there. I know we saw some of it, so I know a lot of people were talking about it, analysts, the announcers.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch. It really is sometimes.
There was the first down that wasn't a first down, and then that phantom flag. If Dalton Kincaid would have caught that pass, I wonder if we would have seen a flag there. But that was also just a great blitz call at the end of that game.
Yeah, it's a wild blitz call. But then too, I saw on the first down that wasn't a first down, there was an overhead view, and it looked like there was like 3 Chiefs players lined up in the neutral zone.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things pre and post that play. So
yeah,
I hate to feed into the narrative of the league is rigged, because I don't want to believe that's true, but it's getting harder and harder to defend that stance.
Just need Josh Allen to get over the hump finally. God damn.
I think he'll get one. It's like Peyton and Brady at this point. Like, Brady kept Peyton Manning out of a lot of Super Bowls.
Yeah,
sure, he did.
Yeah. I think they're just cursed because they traded away the pick that gave the Chiefs Mahomes. And
I didn't even know that was the thing.
They did, and I know I hate this guy. Nick Wright mentioned it. He compared it to the Babe Ruth trade.
Yep, that's what I was literally thinking. I mean, Nick Wright's an idiot, but yeah,
I think it was him. I know it was that show, but
yeah, I mean, look, the Red Sox did it in 04, so anything
they did.
But
The Cubs did it after over 100 years. So
yeah, so it's, I don't know, it's tough. I mean, Kansas City, yeah, they lost a lot of their offensive weapons. Obviously, Tyreek a few years ago. Then Rashee Rice seemed to kind of step in that role of that number one receiver, possession receiver.
Yeah.
And, the quickest guy in the draft. And like, okay, Xavier Worthy, holy shit, they got a Tyreek 2.0 kind of guy. And then Rashee Rice gets hurt, and you're like, okay, maybe they don't have any weapons. Right now they got a bunch of old timers out there, it seems like, in Hopkins and
Kareem Hunt's having a resurgence.
I think the biggest thing here, and of course, look, it's the same thing like Brady, right? Everybody hated Brady because he was so good. Patty Mahomes is very good. I think with his, family, it kind of put a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Obviously, he, whines and bitches just a little too much for my taste. But that defense, though, has stepped up. They are no longer a laughing stock. I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, they play aggressive. They know when to blitz. The coaching there is very good. I mean, obviously with Reed there, being an ex-Eagle, he's not dumb. He's won multiple championships for a lot of different teams, so he knows how to succeed. But that defense is going to be the game breaker there for them. I think Patty's going to do his thing. Travis, even though he's aging, we'll see Taylor Swift 17,000 times. I think,
which we're fine with, by the way.
We're just not fine with it, though. But
love Taylor Swift on this pod.
They'll do their.
Don't put words in my mouth.
True. They'll do their thing. Patty Mahomes will do incredibly well. Kareem Hunt's been on fire. It's just that defense. That's what worries me the most, is that we can get, we know that one turnover could decide a whole game, even if it's early in the first or late in the fourth. So that's what's kind of got me worried, but I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, hopefully the game's called appropriately and there's no BS calls, no more holdings. I don't think Bradbury's playing, so they can't really, tap the back of that guy's jersey and call a flag. So we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna keep level headed. It is what it is. What happens. But go Birds. So
speaking of Kareem Hunt, is Pacheco? He's active. Does he still have a lingering injury that he's just fighting through? Because Kareem Hunt outcarried him 17-5 last game.
It has to be, or they're just playing the hot hand. I mean, Pacheco is great, but I mean they did the same thing with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They gave him the ball, he was hot for a minute, and then Pacheco kind of stepped in when he got hurt, and then never looked back. So they might just be riding the hot hand, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see both of them out on the field with Patty, and then kind of run a different scheme to try and see if they can either lead block with Hunt and give Pacheco the ball, or vice versa. So I think we're going to see a little bit more utilization instead of just that normal I formation power, because they tried to do that. The Commanders tried to do that with Robinson, and he's a very good back, very north-south runner. But they couldn't get anything going, so they might see a little bit more trickery, kind of seeing what almost mimicking what the Eagles did with when Gainwell and Barkley were out in the same field. You got, Hurts. I mean, there's so many ways that they can run it. Patty's been running it a little bit more. He looks quicker. So it seems like that ankle injury isn't really detrimenting him too much. But I don't know. I expect a little bit more than just a simple I formation from Kansas City, especially with that defense that they have now in all three tiers. It just seems like there's not really, knock on wood, not a hole to be found. Look at all the defensive categories. We got 2 rookies that are in the final running. The coach is up for, a possible title and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I just don't think it'll be a normal I formation, run it down the middle with Kareem Hunt, because 17 other teams have tried that, and it just hasn't really succeeded. Even with the powerful backs and great backs that these other teams have, it just doesn't really work. I mean, look at Derrick Henry.
A lot of other teams don't have your D tackles, too. That's going to be a big factor.
That's what I'm saying, though. If they put a little bit more trickery and bounce the outside, if they double team Jalen, I mean, there's a lot of meat in that line that anyone could get pressured at any time, but they got to come up with a little bit more than just all right, I form power run to the right and get stopped. So it's going to be a hell of a matchup. That's for damn sure. Obviously, we're bleeding green over here, but you never know nowadays. You never know. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, but I will be celebrating if they do win. So. Still looking at Super Bowl tickets. I know when the Eagles won, they were like 4,300, and then as soon as Kansas City won, nosebleed, I think on the very top of the stadium, was 5,600. So
I'll just pull the trigger on it, man.
It might not be in the cards, but I don't know.
It's down in NOLA, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Bring me back some beignets, please. God, I love beignets. Hey.
So I don't know.
Hunter doesn't know what that means.
No, cover your eyes. But I gotta talk to Pops and see what he wants to do. I don't know.
Won't stand for the slander.
I don't know. We might have a Super Bowl party. Who knows? We'll get crazy with it.
You should.
And if they lose, I want everybody out immediately.
Fish, I did want to bring up one more thing about your offensive line.
Yeah.
So I know Cam Jurgens was out at the beginning of that game, and then Landon Dickerson, did he have a knee injury that he played through a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that man was limping at the end of the game. I mean, that's a big boy to be limping. So,
well, Jurgens eventually came back in too, right? So my question for you is, those two guys, they're going to be going up against Chris Jones. So what do you think their status is going to be? I mean, they're obviously going to play, but do you think they're going to be 100%? Do you think they're going to be able to withstand Chris Jones? Because he's their best defensive player in my eyes. Chris Jones is.
1,000%. I mean, that guy's an absolute force. I think Cam Jurgens will be 100%, but he is also a very tiny center, much like Jason Kelce. Look, all you need is to block him for
leverage
a second or two, double team it, and then Jalen Hurts can do his thing. I mean, you got to think it's not. Hurts is not only a passing, quarterback. He does sit in the pocket. He's also very good at escaping out of the pocket too. And then Barkley, with his explosiveness. But to your point, I think Cam Jurgens will be. I mean, he was ruled out, but also suited up and played a little bit. Landon Dickerson has me just a little bit more concerned because of that knee. They did have a brace on it towards the end of the game. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they saw him limping with the extra week because of the Pro Bowl and all this other bullshit that's in between. I think that'll buy us enough time to get him fully healed, fully rehabbed. He might not be 100%, and it could just take one small tweak to re-aggravate it. but I think he'll be damn near close to 100%. And that guy's got so much heart, and I mean, he could have no leg, and I think he'd still step in there and try and block the best he could. Now he might be pulling a little bit more help from the tackles or Cam Jurgens, especially if what's his face is going to blitz that way. But I think both of them, Jurgens should be 100%. I think Dickerson should be at least 90%. He'll give it a go. But, I mean, even if he can't play or gets hurt, we still have Steen in there. I mean, we got a bunch of big bodies that we could rotate in and out that could stop Chris. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm optimistic, though. I believe in the training staff.
I think the nation's behind you, except for maybe a couple small towns in Texas and the entire state of Missouri and the entire state of Kansas. So we're hoping.
It was nice. It was nice going around the office this past week, and people were like, "All right, go Bears." I'm like, "Who are you guys?" So
we're behind you, man. I'm ordering an Eagles hat.
Okay, dude. There you go. Did you get it next to the Ravens hat?
I don't have a Ravens hat.
I thought your favorite team.
No.
I'm not going to buy any Eagles gear, but I want the Chiefs to lose and go Birds.
I might just buy a blank hat and write "Go Birds" on it. I don't really know if I want to support the Eagles that much.
How do you spell that? It's ELGLES,
I think.
ELGLES.
Eagles.
Hey, you think if they win, you think the Mummer suit comes back out?
I tell you what.
And Kelsey's out there on the parade route?
No. So we were at Andy's brother's basketball game this past week, and their head coach had a blue tracksuit. And I talked to Andy. I was like, "Look,
you were telling me about this.
I kind of want one, right? You wear a nice little deep V shirt. You let the chest hair out. You let the gold chain hang out, and then you rock it." She said, "Absolutely no."
You sunbathe in front of the meat place too?
Dude, don't tell me it's a good time. But I might have to get a pinky ring or two. I don't know. But I was like, Jason Kelsey could do it. She goes, "Yeah, he can do whatever he wants." So I'm thinking if they win, I'm probably going to go ahead and order that powder green tracksuit and get ready. They'll go really well with my green shoes as well. Go Birds.
Just make sure you always have gabagool with you.
Oh, if I'm not keeping deli meats and cheeses in my pocket, then I don't know what we're doing. So,
gabagool.
A cup of coffee. That's it. We're good. We're set. Oh, and then Wawa. Once Wawa opens up, holy shit! It'll be tracksuit galore. Ah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Oh God, man.
All right, the last thing I'm going to bring up about this game, I want your guys' honest opinion. Vic Fangio, is 0-8 against Patrick Mahomes-led offenses. How do you feel about that?
So let me ask you this counter question: who was Vic Fangio coached? What teams has he been on?
I believe he was head coach of the Denver Broncos for a while.
Okay. I mean, not bad. Look, he might be over 8. He's never had a team close enough to the defense that he has now. Hands down.
That's what I was hoping you were going to say.
But by miles. With Guantanamo Bay, Dijon Mustard, Blankenship. I need to come up with a different name for Blankenship. But look, with all these guys there, Slay is playing like he's 25 again. I mean, the only small hole that we have is Isaiah Rodgers. It's just because he hasn't played in a year. So
maybe Shipley can go play where Isaiah Rodgers is playing, because
honestly, he can.
He has got some of the most exciting whites in football right now.
We love it. But no, I mean, yeah, he's 0-8. I don't think we'll look at past stats because of the teams that he's been on. I mean, he's only had like 1 or 2 studs. It just seems like this team is so much more well-rounded than he has ever been a part of. And the scheming and the calls and everything that he's doing now with, I mean, Jesus, I saw Nolan Smith fake blitzing and then push back into coverage against a receiver. So he can do a lot of customization with that defense, kind of like what he showcased all year, to really kind of play with Patty Mahomes' mind, Andy Reid's mind of, You don't know. You know the blitz is coming. Could be the corner, could be the safety, could be Nolan. Shit, Nolan could drop back in coverage. It wouldn't surprise me if Jalen Carter somehow set back in coverage for some reason, some odd reason. But I think this is the best team that he's been a part of, and hopefully he can change that 0-8 to me. I don't know, maybe 1-8. One is better than none. So, but I just think overall the team that he has now with that talent, the young core that he's got, and the team just in general. I don't believe that 0-8 stat is really relevant at this point right now.
It's got to be looming in the back of his head a little bit, though.
I'm sure it is. Look, I'm sure a lot of stats, Jalen losing the Super Bowl to the Chiefs. I mean, I'm sure a lot of this stuff is in the back of everybody's minds. But with Barkley there being kind of, that backbone of, okay, let's get everybody hyped, let's cheer everybody on. It's a big team. And then you got Sirianni, who's kind of stepped back of play calling and really trusting his OC and DC, kind of being that rah-rah cheerleader. I'm going to fight for you guys. I got your back, you got mine kind of thing. I mean, it's the perfect mixture, perfect chemistry for that team specifically. I've just never seen a locker room so bought in with everyone, which is, from the staff to the players to the practice squad guys that are kind of jumping up and filling in some spots. But I don't know. I'm sure a lot of shit's going to be looming in the back. I'm sure the announcers will talk about, the three-peat, and then if Chris Collinsworth, when he can get off his knees, I'm sure he'll be talking about Patty Mahomes a little bit more. You gotta wear knee pads, dude. But
who's commentating this game? Do we know? Is it Tom and Kirk?
Honestly, I hope it's Tom. I hope it's Tom because Romo also chokes on Patty Mahomes for some reason too.
I hope it's not Romo.
So if anything, I'll mute it, or I'll find an ESPN for the Philly side of things, and we'll get the announcers from Philly, so we could just listen to those guys yell at each other for 4.5 hours. So
it is Tom.
Okay, well, that's a little bit better.
Tom and his play-by-play partner. I can't remember his name for the life of me right now, but
I don't know. There's a lot of implications. Three-peat, you lost last time. Are the refs going to be in favor of one team? I don't know, but I think they'll just go out there and do what they got to do, like they've done all year, and hopefully walk away with a victory, and then we can hear the fight song going for a whole year. That'd be lovely.
Are you just going to sing it nonstop?
I will have it playing in my car as I go to work.
It's going to be his ringtone.
It's going to be his horn. He's going to set it up to be the horn of his car.
And the Mustang? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Baby.
The Mustang's getting painted Kelly green.
He's getting wrapped for sure.
It's actually not a bad idea. With my tracksuit, holy shit. Andy, when you get to this episode, we're locking it in.
Your plate of deli meats.
It always has a cooler on him, just full of deli meats and cheeses.
I can't. Oh, God. That's going to be incredible.
You think they're going to be around long enough for him to need a cooler?
No, I don't. Half the tray's gone as soon as I walk downstairs. I live on the second floor, so.
Yeah. How'd those shrimp last? How many of those did you eat?
Oh, dude, I smoked. Well, so they were a little frozen, so I put them in the pot and kind of boiled them up a little bit. Then I put a lot of Old Bay seasoning. Shit ton.
Oh, yeah.
Right on that. And let those things get cold just a little bit. I think Andy might have eaten like 5, maybe. I housed the other 24, 25. Dude, they're so good. Oh,
John
God.
Goodman.
Oh, it was... Except it didn't stab her hand when it wasn't her turn. So, yeah, they were good.
Finished.
Little shrimp. Little shrimp.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds.
All right, let's move on to our Who's That Dude segment. Trivia time. Who's that dude? I do have 5 scenarios for us.
Jesus.
These should all be easy for you guys to get. I'm not going to lie.
You said that last time.
Yeah, you said that last time. You gave me a guy from like Oklahoma back in the 30s.
You'll be fine. Fish, you are tails. Zoltowski, your heads. I'm flipping the coin now. Let you know who goes first.
You think he has an actual coin, or he's using something on the?
I'm using coin flip on Google. You kidding me? Who carries coins?
God. Got a couple gold dollars actually, and 50-cent pieces in the house.
Well,
such a weird flex.
Sport cards. You are.
My dad actually has the whole collection, I think, of the JFK 50 cents somewhere at the home.
Well, he should keep those around for when all the files are released.
I thought they were already declassified.
Yeah, but there's 5 million pages, so I don't think anyone's gotten through all that yet.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Run it through GPT. All right. You guys ready for the first one?
Yeah, let's go, man. Holy shit.
Zoltaski, you have the first question.
Whoa!
Oh, let me preface this. None of these are Danny Dimes.
Let's
just get that out of the way.
But that's like it's
Danny a staple Dimes at this point. It's a staple.
Yeah, it's just come on. You don't even let us get one guess in. Is it Sam Darnold?
No, it's not. Are you just going to start guessing players again, or
no?
You're actually going to ask for clues?
No. Doing it for the memes. AFC.
Most recently, no, but he has in the past.
Okay. What is the last team he played for?
I think we have to do yes or no questions.
Okay.
Till later. Till I feel like you guys need hints.
Need a hint? Okay, so you said he wasn't. His last team was not in the AFC, right? Is that
correct?
Okay. So the last team he played for, was it in the NFC East?
It was not in the NFC East.
Was it the NFC North?
It was not the NFC North.
It's got to be the West.
It was the West. And that is Rams, Cardinals, Niners, Seattle Seahawks.
Is he a current player?
He's not a current player.
No. Is he a position player?
He does play a position on the field, yes.
Oh my God.
I always get that confused. That's my fault. So task out.
That's okay.
Shit. What's it called? What's the key?
It's a skill player.
Skill position. But I'll give this one to you. He's not a skill position player.
Okay. You play for the Cardinals?
It was the Cardinals.
Is he on defense?
He is on defense. Or he was on defense, excuse me.
So the Honey Badger?
It is not the Honey Badger. Honey Badger's still playing, actually.
Where?
New Orleans.
Oh, that makes sense.
Is he cornerback?
He's not a corner, no. Is that what you asked? Corner or quarter?
Corner, because he said he was defense.
Oh, true. He's not a corner, no.
Is he a linebacker?
He is not a linebacker.
Oh, it's killing me. Why don't you be a free safety or something?
Is he a D lineman?
He is a D lineman.
Pass player. D lineman. The last time he played, was it within the last 5 years?
Yes, his last season was 2022.
22.
Very popular player. A lot of accolades.
JJ Watt?
Yes, JJ Watt.
That's a great shout.
That's what get you that hint.
My next is going to be...
I forgot that he
has three brothers that played.
I forgot that he...
Or two other brothers.
A second there. All right,
Fish, your go for this next one.
Let's go ahead and start off with a quick one. NFC... Wait, NFC?
NFC, correct.
NFC East.
Correct.
Let's go.
You guys are on a roll.
God, I really want to say Danny Dimes. Is he a current player?
He's not a current player.
Is he a skill player?
He's not a skill player.
Oh, dude. You play for the Eagles?
He did play for the Eagles.
Is it Axeman Jr.? Or Axeman?
It's not Axeman.
So skill player, it doesn't include the quarterback, correct? Or it does? And
so that's something we can establish now. If you want it to include the quarterback, it can. And my answer is still true.
I think it should include it, right?
Yeah, especially now in today's league, how many mobile QBs we have.
So for going forward, skill player means quarterback, running back, receiver, Tight end. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not a skill player.
Is he on the defense?
He's not on the defense.
It's Jason Kelsey.
It is Jason Kelsey.
Damn, that's upsetting.
I think that's the best one you guys have had. That was only 7 questions.
Let's go.
Maybe tied that. Last time it was only 7 too.
All right, next guy.
Next dude.
Zoltowski.
Oh, let's go. Is he a current player?
He is a current player.
Is in the AFC.
Most recently, yes, but you guys are going to crucify me for that.
Oh, Jesus.
He's a current player, but most recently,
Recently.
yes.
What does that even mean?
If I tell you this, it's probably going to give it away.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck it, I'll just tell you. He played for a team in the NFC during 2024. During the 2024 postseason, he signed on the practice squad of an AFC team. That should be a smoking gun.
I don't. My gun's. Damn.
The ammo's in another zip code, man. I think I'm paying attention to the AFC.
His gun's jammed.
Dude, that's gonna bother me now.
Man.
Okay, so he was traded or signed to the practice squad in AFC.
During the postseason.
So currently on an AFC roster.
Yes.
That was not my question. I was thinking out loud, but thank you for answering. AFC East? Is the team on the AFC East?
It is not in the AFC East.
So when it's the Bills, I bet you it's the fucking West.
AFC West?
Yes.
And those teams.
Oh. Son of a.
Shout it out. You know it?
Is he a quarterback?
No, he's not a quarterback.
Oh, okay. Then who was that quarterback that just signed? Oh, is it Bridgewater? Bridgewater signed?
He signed for the Lions, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater came out of he coached it. Yeah, went from winning a high school state championship. That's good.
You could ask me when he was drafted. You could ask me how many teams he's played for.
You said it's the West. Oh my God, has he been around the horn? You said yes or no questions. Are we past the yes or no questions now?
We can be past the yes or no questions.
That's wild because there's 3 teams that made the playoffs. From the
In the AFC West? Yeah, there is.
Which
is it my turn or your turn, Zoltan?
I think it's my turn, but can you... this is not my question. Let me clarify that. What are the AFC West teams? Remind
Chiefs,
me.
Chargers, Broncos, and then the shitty Raiders.
Okay. Is he? Did he sign with the Chiefs?
He did not. The Raiders just get the absolute shot.
They're catching them, man. Is it with the Broncos?
It was not with the Broncos.
The Chargers. Not a defensive player. He's not a quarterback.
Your running back?
Yes, he is a running back. People are shouting his name right there. I know they are. Listeners, tweet us at Game Time Gents if you can't believe these two can't figure out who this player is.
Dude, there's so many players.
Not that matches this criteria.
Did he play? When was he drafted?
2016.
Who was he drafted by?
The Dallas Cowboys.
2016, so it was Zeke. No. Chargers. Was Dallas the last team that he played for?
Yes. So he was in Dallas from 2016 2022, went to another team in 2023, and then was back to Dallas in 2024. And then signed with the Los Angeles Chargers practice squad in 2024. I don't think he played in that playoff game. Let me vet that, though, while you guys are thinking.
So let's think of it. Okay.
You said he was drafted in 2016.
Correct.
By the Cowboys.
By the
And
Cowboys.
he's a running back.
And he's a running back.
Is it Zeke?
It is Zeke.
Okay.
And he did not play in that game.
Oh, dude, I missed that one because I didn't realize he got picked up at all.
I heard you mutter his name. Like when you were thinking.
Yeah, Fish,
like,
you
so
did.
you're like 2016.
You muttered his name. You said
and
Zeke.
I was like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like,
Zeke.
I'm like 2016. I was like 2015 because 2015 was the first playoff in college football, was it not? Or was it 2013?
I think it was 2013.
I missed that news. I didn't hear about
2015 was the first one.
Oh, okay. Was it?
Yeah, because I that's when I was like, wait, 2015. I remember watching it in school, and it was a big deal because Ohio State was like, oh, we won the first one, and Zeke was really, really good in college, and then he had a pretty good pro start, and now he's.
Well, Zeke was good for a long time in the league.
Yeah.
He was.
All right.
Never to get anything going.
Now, these last two, I will give you both a hint immediately. They no longer play in the league.
I don't like that.
So let's go. I think it was Zoltowski first, then Fish, then Zoltowski. So Fish, you go.
The last team they played for was in the AFC.
Correct.
Okay.
AFC East.
No.
Is it the North?
No.
I kind of want it to be the South.
The South.
Yes.
Did he play for the Houston Texans?
He did not play for the Texans.
And that rules out what's his face?
Yes. What's his face?
I guess.
Jackass.
Yes, of course. What's his face?
Yes. My favorite NFL player.
I can't wait till we do a baseball one.
I'm so screwed, dude. That's fine.
I'm gonna pick people from the 20s.
We all at least know football. Like if I did this with wrestlers or NBA players, you guys would be screwed.
I might be able to pull some wrestlers out of my hat.
I could do decently in NBA. Wrestlers, I don't know.
NBA, I'm dead in the water. I'm up shit creek with not a paddle. And the shit's 8 feet deep. Okay. When did he retire?
2022.
You play on the Colts?
He did play for the Colts. If you guys guess it now, you tie your personal best.
Dude. Zoltowski, I mean, I almost want to say T.Y. Hilton.
Go for it, man. Take a shot.
It's your guess.
I thought you could ask a question and make a guess.
You can ask a question and make a guess, but it is not T.Y. Hilton.
See? There we go.
Okay,
now we're
that's
eliminating. You see that? You hear that?
Yeah.
Is it Marvin Harrison?
God, no.
Or no,
What was the Colts the last team that was the last team? Wait, the last team he played for was in the NFC South, right?
Yeah, it was the Colts.
Okay, the Colts. I forget that the Colts are in the South. I'm sorry, that is so weird to me.
No, I was thinking about
He played his entire career.
Yeah, it's at the Colts?
No, in the NFC South.
Oh,
His last year he played for the Colts.
Oh, and he retired in 2022. I thought you said, okay, never mind. Got it.
Yes, he retired in 2022.
Is he a skill player?
Yes, by our new definition.
So he's a quarterback.
Quarterback.
Yes.
Played for the Colts.
Giving you guys a little bit of a boost there.
Retired in 2022.
You can ask me his former team. You can ask me when he was drafted.
You said he played his entire career in the AFC, right?
No, just the last year.
And he's retired.
Was going to kick yourselves?
No. Was he a recent announcer during the Chiefs game?
No.
So it's not Matt Ryan?
Did Matt Ryan announce the Chiefs game?
No, he was on that 4 thing with like the halftime panel. That's my fault. Is it Matt Ryan though?
It is Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Nice.
I was about to say that's news to me if he's starting to announce.
He was on that thing with like Gronk and all that, and I was like, oh, is that Matt Ryan? Jesus.
The panel.
Yep.
Actually, all of the all four of the guys that are no longer in the league have a pretty good media presence right now. So, you guys ready for the fifth one? That was a big hint too.
Yeah.
All right, Zoltowski, you go first.
I go first. Okay.
He's
I was thinking.
Not a current player, too, by the way.
I know, not a current player, and he said that they have a pretty heavy media Is it Gronk?
It is not Gronk.
Oh, shot in the dark, man.
It's a good shot though.
Oh, that means okay. Did they play their entire career in the AFC?
Yes.
So I was asking, who's on the panel? Think about these panels, right?
He's not always on the panels. I will say that.
Not always on the panel.
But he's frequently on TV, and he's got his own podcast as well.
Is it Julian Edelman?
It's Julian Edelman.
That's a good one. What a guess.
Dude, yes, sir.
Red gloves over here.
It's lit.
I feel like the Gronk that's very close was a good.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he might pull it. He might pull, TB12 in there.
I thought about that.
And then, it was between him and Gronk, and then I'm like, oh shit, I see Julian Edelman everywhere on TikTok because he's been
literally everywhere.
Yeah, it's great. He's hilarious. I love him. He's awesome.
He's a great storyteller. All right, good job, boys. New personal best is one question.
Let's go.
You can't beat that unless you just pulled Danny Dimes out of your ass.
So
one of these days will be Danny Dimes.
One of these days it'll be a 0.
That's
so quick question. I know, like, Strahan played for the Giants and all that, but can we get a ratio of like NFC to AFC on announcers? Like, I really think he's, you got Tom Brady, you got Gronk. I know Romo played in the NFC. Strahan, like I said, played in the NFC.
That's probably pretty even, if I had to guess.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, just thinking about it.
Yeah,
I'd like to see if we could find that somewhere.
Yeah, to give it a goog.
Dude,
give it a goog.
I know this is going to be funny to say. Sometimes I forget Strahan even played in the league because of how much of a career he's had after football.
Yeah, he's a pretty good
like
career.
As a news anchor and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's kind of crazy to think like, oh, that used to be that silly dude with the gap teeth.
Who has the sack record record. Yeah, and there's a whole thing about that too. I'm gonna sack you.
You hurt me, Brett. All right, let's get to our draft. As we said previously, this draft is going to be fantasy places we'd like to live. I'm going to get our randomizer going and our little drum roll in here. Zoltowski.
Whoa!
Reroll first. Fish, you're second, and I'm bringing up the rear.
Oh,
congrats, Zoltowski. This is uncharted waters for you.
This is. I think I've had it once or twice before. Maybe, but
God, this is a good draft to have it on too.
That is a good one. So when we say places, are we talking like just?
So this
cities,
could be from video games. This could be from movies.
Right. Are you talking about like, hey, it's this city, or it's like this universe, or like what's our restrictions here?
I'll tell you what, no restrictions. If you want to have a whole universe, you can have it.
Okay.
But then if somebody wants a specific spot in that universe, they can also pick that.
Perfect. That's easy because I want to live.
I assume you're going somewhere in a galaxy far, far away.
Exactly. I want to live in a galaxy far, far away.
Any specific place or just the whole galaxy?
I mean, space travel doesn't really matter, but probably Coruscant before episode 3, before Anakin murdered all those kids.
Okay, so prequel. Prequel and before.
Prequel and before, yes. Yes.
I'm glad you said before, not like directly after.
During the Vader turn. That'd be terrifying.
Oof, yeah. I mean, I'll turn evil. That's fine.
Fish, you're up. big dog. That's a great pick, Zoltowski, by the way.
That's a good pick.
A few places on my list for that.
I would love to live in a world of wizards. I'm going to go ahead and say the world that Harry Potter lives in is like Hogwarts area. I think that would be so cool to go ahead and learn spells and witness all this shit. I think it'd be the coolest thing. Plus, the castle alone is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And I always want to live in a castle, so why not have it be Hogwarts?
That's a great pick as well. That was high up there on my list. You guys did pick like 3 of my first picks, so
you're welcome.
I was in the back there. Okay, so strategy wise, I'm not going to go with my Star Wars pick until later because I don't think Fish is going to pick anything there, and Zoltowski took the whole galaxy, so I could just pick a part of it.
Yeah.
I think my first pick, I'm going to go with the Shire.
How's it going?
That's a good one.
I'd like to go, just the greenery, all the community,
all the breakfasts,
the happiness, the breakfasts. I'm going to go live in the Shire before all the shit pops off, specifically.
That's pretty good. That's pretty clutch.
And my next pick, I think I'm going to go live with the gods, and I'm going to go live in Asgard.
Yep, that's on my list.
Which one? There's a lot of gods.
Marvel's Asgard.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm going to live.
No, I'm just being a smartass.
I just want to see the plays Loki puts on. I think they're going to be great. Matt Damon.
So true.
The third Hemsworth brother nobody ever talks about. Fish, you're on the list again, buddy.
Yeah, well, I'm on the clock here. I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't think anybody's shocked by this. I'd love to live in the Pokemon world too, to be honest.
Damn it.
Yeah, I was sweating bricks picking Hogwarts first because I didn't know if you were gonna snag it. But yeah, I mean, come on. How cool would it be to train Pokemon and do all that cool shit? I mean, God. Let's go.
Any specific region?
No, I'd take all of it. I like to venture out. So if you want to name a specific region, you could say Pallet Town if you want, but I'm smoking your ass when I come back.
I mean, probably.
I'm going in the Pokemon universe. Yeah, Fish. That was my second pick. I'm going with the Hoenn region. So Gen 3. So yep. Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald.
Yep.
2 wins.
Sorry.
Could you imagine seeing a Gengar? And
I would shit my pants.
I feel like that's one of the last Pokemon I'd want to see.
1,000%. That's the one.
I got it on dots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got it on dots.
Ghost Activity just stuck its tongue out at me.
Got a photo of the ghost?
Got a photo. It's adorable.
Oh, okay. So this one, a little bit of danger going here, but I feel like you can really, really get away with a lot in Los Santos.
Oh my god!
Whoa. That's such a wild thing.
I mean, well, I know it's like but it's yeah. I could get mugged and all that, or I could go mug somebody. It's like the Purge,
Go call Lester.
And just call Lester. Hey, I wanted level down. Bribe some cops. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're despicable.
Just hop the fence into the airport. Grab a plane.
Hey Lester, I stole a tank. Can you get this level 4 wanted level off me real quick? Thanks, man. I'm glad it only cost me $800 for that.
Oh, I found 10,000 on the street over here in the corner. We're good.
Bro. I feel like you'd be at the Vanilla Unicorn a lot, though.
What's that?
It's the strip club in GTA 5.
Never been there in game.
Right. Okay.
But he hasn't played the story.
GTA has a story?
Yeah, dude. It's a great story. You should play it.
Okay.
So my next one, and I don't think anybody was really see this coming.
6 Tanglewood Drive.
Oof. Wait,
Wait, what?
that would be not a place I want to live.
Woodwind.
I am gonna say, I can't believe I'm saying it. To be honest, it's such a sacred word. I like to live in Yugi's world.
Okay.
I think it'd be so cool to just carry around a deck and then just battle people left and right and go to school and learn the different tricks. I think it'd be so cool to experience that and collect all. I love collecting cards, so to collect all those cards and do all that cool shit, and plus to see it come to life almost. I mean, that'd be really, really sick.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
That is a great pick. I'm between a couple, and I really want a Star Wars pick, but I feel like it would be diminished with your pick, Zoltowski. So I think I'm going to stay away from Star Wars this draft, even though I'd love to live there, be like a smuggler or something. I am going to go.
You a smuggler?
Yeah, dude.
What are you smuggling? Cream puffs? What are you doing here?
Smuggling spice. It's the
Right.
Star Wars drug, man.
Who's selling the spice? The big dude in the corner.
I don't like you. He doesn't like you either.
You say that, but there's so like job as a smuggler, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Then they go, which one? It's just posted.
So low.
Doing that interaction. I'd pay to see that interaction.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, okay.
If Star Wars ever comes out with a fucking video game that's up to
Yes.
date. Anyways.
Smugglers.
Exactly. Like a GTA style Star Wars game, that'd be so sick.
It would be kind of cool.
That would be really
I'd
cool.
actually play that.
All right, my next two picks do have caveats. So
There you go. Comes
for this
back.
next one, I want to live at Dragonstone in the Game of Thrones universe, but I'm a Targaryen. So I can have a dragon. Because only Targaryens can ride.
Okay, that's not that big of a stipulation, I guess.
Yeah, but now you can take the dragon to sell spice.
You can't take the dragon, you're not a Targaryen.
I know, but you are.
He said you would.
Exactly. Oh, I mean, I don't think a dragon would do very well in space. But
Well, sounds like you didn't plan accordingly.
so in Dragonstone as a Targaryen, probably did not spell Targaryen right, but that's okay. And for my final pick, I want to live on the beautiful planet of Pandora, but as a Navi. So as a big blue avatar species individual, so I don't, get one shot by everything that's out there. And I can talk to, the dragons, be a dragon rider again in this universe. I can really connect with the planet around me. So I'd want to be on Pandora as a Navi.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be a normal human in either of those scenarios. That would kind of suck.
Rip. Okay, I think my last pick, I'm between a couple, but speaking from a fellow fat guy, I think we could all agree upon one world that for some reason constantly just rains food. I'm going to go with a cloudy chance of meatballs.
All right.
Develop that device to just have anything rain down or appear in front of you. You know how many Wawa pretzels I would have just show up at the door? You just spawn in. I mean,
Time for lunch.
Think of all the food you can get from like Italy and New York and stuff like that you just can't go get. I mean, that just sounds like a dream come true. To be honest, I'd be 9,000 pounds eating nothing but cannolis and cheesecake. But I mean, we're here for it.
Are you going to wear your bright green jumpsuit Is that where you're going to get all the gabagool just out of the sky?
I mean, honestly, let's reference the podcast from earlier. We're locking it in. All right, it's happening, and we're gonna get a bright green one, and then I'm gonna wear it out in public, and everybody else can kick rocks.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt made. It says I'm completing my service hours sitting with you.
Not hurtful.
Yeah, you're all right.
Oh, why are you so mean?
All right, Zoltowski, you want to close this one out for us, buddy?
Yeah.
Bud.
So I'm between two here, and I think I'm gonna go with this one because I actually like the show more, and I've seen more of it. But I'm gonna go with New York from Futurama.
That'd be kind of cool. I like that.
That'd be cool.
I was thinking Springfield, just because of everything that's there. But like, I've seen The Simpsons, but like, I never really got super into it. It's always been like, oh yeah, I need to actually sit down and watch all 7,000 episodes. But I've seen all of Futurama multiple times, and that just looks like a wild, fun, and it's the future. There's more space travel.
True. You're just going all over space.
Yeah, I love space, man. And then, it is what it is. Catch a lot, Latios or Latias, fly around. Maybe
Fish, I'm kind of surprised you didn't pick the Pal World universe. How much you like that game?
It was violent.
Besides the
it's violent, Los Santos.
Yeah, I know, for Fish.
I'm already got Pokemon. Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I feel like with Pokemon, it's, it's like with animals in real life, you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Like once you turn 10, you get one.
True.
And then you can go fight the animals. Then you can go be Michael Vick. Too soon?
Yikes, dude.
He did his time.
What would your starter be, Fish?
Lily was thinking that. I don't know.
Garbodor?
Oof.
What?
Zoltowski, you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like honestly, I can't.
It's just an assumption.
I mean, you know what happens when they assume? What do you assume?
Make an ass out of you and me.
Just you.
Oh.
Just you. I don't know.
I also like to preface, I do not want to be a hobbit in the Shire. I want to be a normal person.
No, you get to be the same weight, but just 3 feet tall.
Oh my God.
I'm not moving anywhere.
They're going to Violet Beauregard.
I was about to say that. God damn it. Like Willy Wonka.
President took that universe.
I need your starter, Fish. Starter.
Because it obviously can't be legendaries or anything, right?
Dude, a starter.
Just pick a starter Pokemon from any generation. Which you pick one. Who's your go-to?
I don't. Oh, give me a second. There was one the other day. It was a ghost type.
No, a starter.
Is it Fuecoco? Because then it evolves in the little gator looking thing. Because it evolves into, it's got a ghost typing in it.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The final evolution is...
I forgot they eventually picked up others.
Skeledirge is the final evolution, and it's badass looking.
Yeah, that honestly, as long as it's I'm scrolling through them right now. Yeah, I don't think I'd pick any. I mean, they're all fire and water types. I think the newer generations are a little cooler with the fancier Pokemon. At least a little bit more variation. Even Rowlet would be kind of cool, just because of the little ghost action.
Oh, when you get Decidueye, yeah, badass Pokemon too. I'm going Squirtle. Just because Blastoise has always been my favorite Pokemon.
What was the one that you said, Zoltowski? Right? What's that?
Fuecoco.
Fuecoco. F-U-E Coco.
He's a little gator.
A little gator. He's a derpy dude.
He's a little derpy gator. Does grow up to be quite badass, though, I will say.
Yeah. Well, and his second evolution gets a little fire sombrero.
That's true. It still looks derpy in the second evolution.
Yeah.
I think mine would be either Chimchar or Torchic. One of those two.
Torchic would be cool.
Or Scorbunny. I like Scorbunny a lot. Blaziken.
You do. I pulled that card, by the way. A Blaziken Alt-Art. That's up to some money now.
You pull all the cards.
He does pull all the cards.
I love the cards.
Fine, Fish. You can have all creamy.
Okay, homecoming can't.
Jesus.
Can't say it because it's a family stream, but you know,
No, you're picking Litton. Obviously.
who's
That
picking
is your
it?
Nutter is.
Why am I picking Litton?
So you get an Incineroar.
Oh, for the wrestler?
Yes.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Come on, man.
As long as it's fire type, I'm happy.
It's a fire type. Fire dark.
Good combo.
You guys have any honorable mentions before we close it out?
I mean, the World Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory is, and I want an actual honest to goodness Wonka bar.
And
Well,
Jurassic Park would be cool to go see, like before it all goes to shit. Even Arkham City, I think would be really sick.
Gotham.
That one
City,
too.
Yeah, I thought about, or like Metropolis too.
Arkham Asylum.
That one too.
Lock me up.
I kind of thought about the Sanctum Sanctorum, but that's just a building. Kind of. I mean, you can like travel anywhere with that, but it'd be cool. And then for my Star Wars picks, I had either Coruscant or Naboo.
Yep.
Or
Naboo.
Alderaan before, get yeeted.
You're looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah. Coruscant, like upper Coruscant.
Yeah, upper Coruscant, not that lower shit. I mean, come on, man.
Not the depths of Coruscant. I wouldn't want to get... That's like Los Santos down there. The crime syndicates.
Crime Syndicates.
All right, those are good picks, boys.
Good little
Real
draft.
good picks.
All right, anything you want to say to the people before we go hunt ghosts?
Next week's draft's going to be the best one, though. I'm excited to see your guys' picks for that.
Go Birds.
You have to do some extensive research for that. Our favorite Super Bowl commercials of all time.
Yeah, it's going to cost a lot of research. Might have to take a few days off work.
And a lot of those commercials. All right, that's the show.
Good show.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Appreciate your time. Always say GG. Thanks for being a gent. We're going to go hunt ghosts.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.